A SWAT team moves into a home in the Logan neighborhood after bullets start flying. We're breaking down what we know so far about a deadly standoff.
A TikTok deal is in the works, how the U.S. says it will control content.
And a piece of history is up for sale in Montgomery County. How much it would cost you to buy a home once used by George Washington.
Those stories and more on today's edition of The Lineup. It's Monday, September 22nd, 2025.
Hey everybody, I'm NBC 10's Brenna White.
And I'm NBC 10's Erin Coleman. Let's get you up to speed with what you need to know today, starting with a man being dead after a standoff with police.
A woman is now in the hospital after being shot. It all happened inside of a home in the Logan neighborhood overnight.
NBC 10's Lily Zhang has more details on how this all went down.
Philadelphia police confirmed there were 5 people inside the home during the standoff, including the suspected gunman, as well as a female victim who had been shot in the arm. We know that she was taken here to Einstein Hospital to be treated for her injuries. Again, that gunshot wound, as well as injuries from jumping out of a window as police were trying to get everyone out of the home during the barricade.
Cops went in, and all you heard was pop, 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 pop.
That was video neighbors shared with NBC 10 during the hours-long standoff. Police say they arrived to the 5100 block of North 10th Street. They were there for a report of a person with a gun and a person shot inside the home. As police and medics arrived, we're told that they were met with gunfire coming from the home. In total, there were 5 people inside. The suspect, who we're told was a man in his 50s, the female victim, and 3 other renters. Police also confirmed that despite efforts to de-escalate, the suspect did die from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His identity has not been released. Police have not released how the suspect knows the victim. They did confirm overnight that officers did fire back at the suspect at some point. Exactly how many shots were fired is still under investigation. Reporting at Einstein Hospital, Lily Zhang, NBC 10 News.
This morning, we are learning more about what's involved in the deal for U.S. control of TikTok.
A source tells NBC News Fox Corp will serve a role in the deal that will spin off the social media app from Chinese ownership. The White House press secretary says with a U.S. version, Americans would hold 6 of the 7 board positions. The U.S. would also control the app's algorithm, curating what content shows up in your feeds. The White House says the deal is expected to be signed with China in the coming days. Credit scores are falling.
Yeah, the national average FICO score dropped by 2 points this year. Gen Z borrowers, well, they saw the biggest drop. Their average credit score fell 3 points. That's the biggest decline of any age group since the pandemic. FICO says this drop is caused by people falling behind on their car loans, credit card payments, and personal loans. Drivers can once again use the MLK Bridge in Philadelphia.
The bridge opened to cars this morning. It had been under construction, as many of you know, for more than 2 years. The $20 million project connects MLK Drive with Aikens Oval right in front of the Art Museum.
Nice.
Happening today, the company Ant Flow is launching Flow Philly. It's a first-of-its-kind initiative to make period products freely available all across the city.
The program will install more than 200 free dispensers in schools, libraries, and recreation centers. 4,500 free period kits will also be distributed at 5 neighborhood events this week. Period poverty, that's the lack of access to products, affects thousands in Philadelphia, leading to lost opportunities in school and work. Also today, officials will celebrate the grand opening of the Lake Lenape Dam at Mays Landing.
The new construction replaces the old high-hazard dam, which presented a public safety threat to the town. It's the largest labyrinth dam in the state. Today's event will feature a helicopter flyover by the U.S. Coast Guard and a performance by the Davies Middle School Band.
All right, got to talk about the Eagles, because they're still undefeated this season. 3-0, baby, but it was a nail-biter during yesterday's game against the Rams. The Birds managed to pull out a win by blocking a field goal and scoring a touchdown in the final minute, like seconds of the game.
I mean, that was quite the nail-biter. Thousands of people packed the link, including some celebrities. That was Hack star Hannah Einbinder with Mark Ruffalo. Ruffalo, by the way, stars in the new HBO show Task, which is set in Philadelphia. Our John Clark, as you can see from NBC Sports Philadelphia, chatted it up with Mark on the field before the game. Eagles now turn their attention to Sunday's game in Tampa Bay against the undefeated Buccaneers.
I'm so excited.
Go Birds.
Like the first half, everybody was like, what is happening?
What a terrible
and then
game.
Just different team in the second half.
You can never count them out.
No. All right, well, it is Medal Monday for thousands of runners who took on one of Philly's most popular races.
The Philadelphia Distance Run took racers through Center City, down the Ben Franklin Parkway, and then all the way down Kelly Drive and back. The half marathon and 5K is considered one of the fastest courses in the world. All proceeds are invested back into the community through the nonprofit Students Run Philly. Part of Center City was shut down to traffic for a far more relaxing reason.
Open streets turned part of Walnut Street into an open space for people who gather to shop, eat, or just listen to some music. You can even watch the Birds game out there yesterday. Great day for it. Open streets will take over the area again for the next 3 Sundays. Well done. Hey, new this morning, Pennsylvania's oldest church will get some much-needed repairs along with a key piece of its history.
A federal grant will allow Gloria Dei Episcopal Church to restore its bell along with the roof. Historians think that's one of the bells that rang in 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was read for the first time. The church structure just off Columbus Boulevard in Penn's Landing dates back to 1698. You have the chance to own a piece of history in Montgomery County.
A Fort Washington home that once served as George Washington's headquarters during the Revolutionary War is up for sale. Now, that wasn't the home's only brush with history. Pope John Paul II visited the home back in 1970. The 6-bedroom home is listed for more than $3 million.
It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
All the architecture, yeah.
We are just one day away from the start of Fat Bear Week.
Comes around every year. Right now, park rangers are figuring out which bears at the Katmai National Park in Alaska they plan to include in the annual contest. We will officially know which bears made the cut tonight at 7, and you can start voting tomorrow. Each day, one bear will be eliminated until the fattest bear is crowned, and voting will end on September 30th.
It's so funny. I love that they have a live feed, too.
I know.
So you can just kind of like pop in anytime and see. Or when we looked earlier this morning, it was like a party out there.
There was a lot of bears, and they're just hanging out.
A lot of bears hanging out, cooling off in the river there.
Right. It's
very
nice
cool
to watch. All right, calling all Crocs lovers. Aaron Coleman. You can now get a pair of the trendy shoes for your dog.
Listen, I love a pair of Crocs. This is a lot, though.
It's different.
Pet Crocs, they're on sale. You can get them online on several different sites, including Crocs and Chewy. They come in a variety of different colors, 3 different sizes, plus they are made of a special foam so they can fit any paw. If you want a pair, you do have to act fast. The first time Pet Crocs were released last year, they sold out within 24 hours. And when I checked earlier today, everything said act fast, limited stock, limited
availability.
Every single size. And they're not cheap, they're $50.
Wow.
They're $50 for the 4.
Right.
And your dog might not even wear them.
The dogs in those pictures look pretty happy. I do not think my dog would like to walk in those.
No. I think if you have a dog
upset.
that's used to wearing shoes, then sure.
Right. What dog is?
Well, you bring up a good point.
This is true.
Hey, Mattel is releasing a new line of Barbie and Ken dolls for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
They're called Brave Barbies, and they're designed to help kids experiencing hair loss. You can see the dolls come with a wig and a hat. Mattel will distribute 10,000 dolls to children fighting cancer or autoimmune diseases. It's the first year Ken dolls have been included in the Brave Barbie lineup. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Pillsbury is releasing a funfetti sourdough bread mix ahead of Taylor Swift's album drop.
Here's the thing, it has fans thinking this is Swift inspired. She recently admitted an obsession with sourdough on the New Heights podcast with her fiance Travis Kelce. The pop star said she's even made her own funfetti sourdough for his nieces, those being Jason Kelce's daughters. Then shortly after she talked about it, well, look at this. Pillsbury made the announcement. Pillsbury says this isn't connected to Swift's comments, but just quite a coincidence.
Quite a coincidence.
I don't get
what
it.
Do you know?
I don't understand it because it's not sweet. Sourdough's not sweet.
I think the sprinkles probably don't add too much flavor.
You don't think?
Right. I think it's still just a little funfetti sourdough. I don't know. But you can make sourdough that's sweet. I don't think this one is.
That doesn't look like it's sweet. So
we'll have to try it, perhaps.
I'll pass on that one. When a new baby is on the way, it's not just the mom-to-be that's getting celebrated anymore.
Apparently not. The soon-to-be dad and even grandmas are getting baby showers too. This one's interesting. According to the New York Post, there's good reason for it. If the grandmother is going to help with care for the baby, she might appreciate being gifted some supplies too. Dads are going through a transition period when becoming a new parent as well, so people think it's worthy of celebration.
I don't know.
We're moms, so it's hard.
But do you think it kind of like takes away then from the mom? if we're celebrating everybody in the family now,
Right.
but the mom's the one that's like, I did all the work.
Right. I can understand some supplies because my mom helps a lot
Well,
with
yeah.
my son, but a lot of times she can use my supplies.
But why do you call it a shower for the
Right.
mom and grandmother? I mean, the grandmother and the dad.
Things have been getting out of hand.
I know.
I don't know.
Getting flowers, though, hey, maybe that'll help brighten your day.
Yeah, you can always feel celebrated that way. A new
Yes.
study, though, is showing a fifth of people have never gotten flowers from their partner. So Talker Research did the study. A lucky quarter of people surveyed said they get flowers from their loved ones at least once a month. The study also found most people appreciate getting flowers, 60% making them say it makes them feel loved. I know you're not a flower girly, right?
You love flowers. You get your own
That's
flowers
for
like
me.
once a week, have
I
them in the
do.
newsroom.
I am getting my own flowers about, Trader Joe's, though, once a week, so it's not too
But
expensive.
still, you have a thing about flowers.
I love them.
I have received flowers, but it's not like my.
You'd
love
rather have
language.
something else.
I just think they're really expensive. Like if you're not getting them from a grocery store, which I think is fine, like that's my speed.
Right.
But if you're like ordering flowers, they're so expensive.
The thought that counts.
But like, can we? Like, I would like something else.
Sure. That's fair. I would like flowers.
Like spend that $100 or $60 or whatever the bouquet is. Like
A nice meal.
Yes.
Sure.
Or something else
Piece of
that's gonna
jewelry.
last longer,
Sure.
a little longer.
We'll take what we can get.
In a couple days. That does it. Thank you, honey, for all the flowers that you've ever sent me in life. That does it for today's edition of The Lineup.
For Erin Coleman, I'm Brenna White. You can get NBC 10 News updates right here on the NBC 10 app and catch us weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. Have a great day.
See you guys.